So today we're putting a winch on my gooseneck trailer. I know what you're thinking, it already has a winch, it's right there. Why are you putting a winch on it? Well, because this is a Warren winch and I like the Harbor Freight winches better. I mean, probably this winch works just fine. It's a Warren M8000. I haven't tried it. This is the setup that was on it when I got it. It's an M8000 Warren winch that for some reason has a Ramsey controller and a battery that's most obviously dead. So there's definitely some funky wire and stuff going on here. This is actually bolted down like that. So my plan is to just gut all of this and start over with a receiver mount winch setup because that's what I prefer. I will save this winch and see if it works and maybe stick it on something, but all this has got to go. Oh, and eTrailer.com, if you're watching, which you aren't, but you should be, I'm not sending this tire back. I thought about it and I realized that if I build you for my time dealing with this whole mess, in the swapping tires back and forth between trailers, in the emailing back and forth, and the waiting on hold on the phone, in the meeting up with the UPS guy, my hourly rate would come out to more than that tire costs. So if anything, you owe me money and I got a spare tire. Deal with it. Okay, so back to our winch. There's no bolts in the front, there's only the two back bolts in it, so I'll pull those out. This control box is mounted on by this one bolt right here, and the battery is just a ratchet strap, so should be pretty quick and easy to pop all this off and get ourselves a fresh start. Alright, we got all this junk stripped off, and now the winch is for sure not going to work because instead of undoing all the cables, I cut them. Then we have our Badlands winch just sitting in place up here. I'm going to weld this receiver tube on the back side here, and I've got some more plate I can extend out so that this is welded down its whole length. And mounting it this high makes it so this rope should clear the back of the deck as you're pulling something up the ramps. So say a vehicle is going to be sitting this high off the ground, your pull point, that is just off the deck there. So it's definitely something I have to keep an eye on, but I have this protective sleeve right here I can put up in that spot if it looks like it's going to be an issue. Then the problem becomes, once you get the vehicle up on the deck and start pulling it forward, this rope is now pulling at this big angle, and on anything with a lower bumper, it's going to be digging up into the bumper. So what I'm going to do is mount a D-ring shackle right here. Then once you get the vehicle up the ramps and onto the flat deck, you could take this rope, pull it down here to that D-ring shackle with a recovery ring, probably a soft shackle to hold it. And now you got a nice low pull flat on the deck to bring something with the low bumper all the way up to the front. It'll probably work. Okay, so now I just mark the position of this receiver tube on the plate so I can grind all that up down to fresh metal so I get a good weld. Do the same thing to this. Also gonna grind up these two spots down here where my flat bar is gonna go in to continue this off and give some more support. All right, we got our receiver tube ground down to bare metal. Don't only do the sides where you're gonna weld to, also do around the bottom too, because especially something with a rounded surface, that weld is going down in there and you want the penetration to actually get down into the bottom of it as well. So grind much farther than you think you need across the bottom side. Got this cleaned up here where all the weld's gonna sit. Also cleaned up on the back side where our support pieces are gonna sit. Next thing we'll do is set that winch up here in the receiver tube and then tack it in place with that in it, just to make sure everything lines up good. And yes, I put on a full leather jacket just to do a little quick bit of grinding, especially when you're here at belly height, so that I don't melt my bag, because plastic bags and hot sparks don't mix. Okay, so that's how it's going to sit. That lets this rope either go straight out or straight down and miss everything to a ring down here to pull back that way. And even when it's pulled straight down where that ring is, you can see it's not going over any sharp edges. So now we'll tack this in place while everything's sitting here, then pull this out, weld it, put our support pieces on, weld those with the paint, and done. I love that saw. Check that out. Nice clean cut, perfectly square and straight, no slag or cleanup at all. Dry cut saws are the way to go. Oh, and this is the new welding table. It's 4 feet by 8 feet by about that high, and a 1/2 inch thick top on caster wheels all the way around. Got deals here for hanging stuff, bottom for putting stuff. Be very handy. The saw, on the other hand, is an Evolution 10-inch I don't know what model, but it's a compound miter saw, so it angles this way, and it slides back and forth, so you can put like a 12-inch wide piece of plate in here and cut down the whole thing at whatever angle you want. Very nice saw for the bigger, heavier cuts. Got band saws. So starting to come together with the metalworking tools, which I used to have a whole bunch of because I used to do a whole bunch of metalwork. Actually, the company started out as Liddell Equipment Repair, and mobile welding and metal repair work was almost all I did. But then I had that little thing happen, and now I have to wear this full leather suit anytime I weld or grind at all. And in the summertime, that just sucks. So it took all the fun right out of it for me. And now I play with trucks all day for a living, so it's not so bad. Okay, pulled the welder out. This is a Lincoln 210 MP. It's a multi-process that does MIG, TIG, and stick welding, but it does not do AC TIG welding. So you can't TIG weld aluminum, but you can spool gun aluminum. So this will do any type of metal welding you need. It's not great at TIG, but it does it. So I got this AHP Alpha TIG 203. It does AC TIG, it has pulse features, and you can adjust pre-flow, post-flow, all that stuff. So this is a much better TIG welder than that one, even though that one does do TIG. Granted, that's not a pro level TIG welder either, but for the type of stuff I'm doing around the shop, since I'm not doing this full time for a living anymore, it's plenty good. So this cart that this is in, someone are probably gonna ask about it, so I might as well talk about it. I made this years ago. This is a quick little portable welder. It runs on 110 or 220, so if I need to go do something like a stair railing on someone's back porch or something like that, I can just wheel this off and go, plug it into 110, 220 if you have it. So I built this setup. It's got bigger tires at the back. It's a normal stand in the front that doubles as a handle. Loops here for hanging all your leads on. The bottle mounts in the top here. This kicks out here if you need to slide it up and down stairs when you tilt it back. This runner right here sits on a set of stairs. You can slide right up and down. And then these wheels here are for loading it in and out of the back of the pickup or on a trailer. So I will show you on the trailer. So say you need to load your welder up in the back of the pickup to go do a little mobile job somewhere. You just set the wheels up on the back of the tailgate there, grab the handle, lift it up. It's in the back of the truck. Throw a strap over it, down the road you go. Of course, to be legal, you either have to take the regulator off or put a DOT approved cap on. I don't have one on there right now because I'm not taking it down the road. But this is what one looks like. You just thread this on the top of the bottle, just like the regular caps right there. The regulator sticks out right here at the gauges. You pull this pin, open this up, and you can turn your bottle on and off, close it, adjust your regulator and such. And then you just close it back up, put the pin in, and you're legal to go down the road because the valve is protected and that's what the law requires. Okay, we're ready to weld here, and hopefully you guys aren't seeing a whole bunch of spots there in that screen because I just ground off a little spot right here to put the ground clamp and absolutely blasted the screen of this GoPro with sparks, and it's definitely got some marks in it, so oh well. We got the welder loaded with 035 dual shield wire, which is probably overkill for what we're doing, but that's what's in it, so that's what we're going to use. Okay, now that we got that tacked, I'm going to slide this winch out of here because now we know this is in a position where it's gonna work. So we'll get this out of the way, that way we don't blast this rope with any slag like we did that camera. Okay, we had a pretty big gap to fill right there because this collar right here makes it stick up in the front, and this weld bead right here makes it stick up in the back, but the bottom of that winch plate sticks down a little, so it actually, that offset helps us. So I left it, and then I can just fill the gap nice and easy, and then we'll weld it all solid. Okay, let's see how we did. Not terrible. We did get one little tiny wormhole right there, but other than that, that'll do. Not the prettiest weld in the world, but I mean, I am running dual shield through a little 200 amp welder running off a generator, so can't be too picky. So I decided we're gonna stick weld some of it just for fun. So, hey, where can I put you where you can see? You know what? almost done. Okay, let's see how we did. I don't know what you guys saw because I couldn't see the camera through the welding hood, obviously, so I was just kind of pointing it around. But we have here, ooh, we got some liftage. I didn't do a good job of cleaning up the slag off the other end before I started, so I mean, it's not perfect, but it'll do. Oh man, got a wormhole right there. That sucks. Got it turned up a little hot. That's okay. Okay, we got that on there and all painted up. These braces right here now V back to a point in the middle. Totally unnecessary, but it worked, so I did it. And then I started to put everything away. Realized I forgot that ring on the bottom. So we jumped down here and glued that on real quick. Little slag, you're not supposed to be there. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, now time to test it out. We got the willies hooked up here, and as you can see, cable stays about 4 or 5 inches off the top of the trailer there, with it hooked up down to the axle of a not giant vehicle. But let's be real, I'm not going to be dragging lowriders onto this trailer. This trailer is going to be used for trucks, Jeeps, snow Jeeps, things like that. If I need to go get something super low, I have my other low deck trailer. That's what it's for. So that I am just fine with. And as far as power, I'm not going to put another battery back up there because 1, I don't like that, and 2, all my receiver mount winches are set up to where I can plug in super long jumper cable leads to go up and hook onto the front of a vehicle for doing recoveries in places that we can't get where we need. We can use the person's own vehicle to winch themselves out. But in this case, I can just run the leads over. This truck has power right there because that's the pump that runs this wheel lift. So all I do is run these up, clip them onto that, and I got power. So let's start winching. Easy. See, cable is off the trailer. So now we're at the point where the rope is starting to pull up high and would come up onto the front of the vehicle if this was anything else. Obviously with this, I can just keep pulling all the way in. Nothing's gonna hit. It's fine. So we throw in our Matt's Off-Road Recovery Soft Shackle. Thank you again, Matt, really appreciate it. And our recovery ring, so the line comes right down out of the bottom of the winch. You see it does not go across any of the sharp edges here. Through the recovery ring, we have a nice low, flat, straight pull to our vehicle. If the vehicle was any lower, of course the line would be a little lower, and of course, like I said, no low riders are gonna go on this trailer. That's what my other trailer's for. So the rope goes in, the little ring spins around just like a pulley, goes up into the winch, and then jukes on the trailer. It works. Well, I'm gonna call that mission accomplished. We got everything done and put away. We got the J-hooks out ready to go because on Friday, so you probably won't see it till like Saturday or Sunday, we're going on an adventure where we're probably gonna need this winch to pull stuff onto this trailer. So check back for that this weekend. Should be a pretty fun little adventure we're going on, and hopefully we'll get to drag some cool stuff back with us. But check this out, E-Trailer. I've got your tire here, and I'm not giving it back. It's mine now. So we got a matching spare, other than the fact that it's silver and the others are black. Terrible. But I'm gonna keep it. I'm not gonna send it back. If you want your tire back, fight me. But aside from all that, this project is all wrapped up for now. This trailer I actually think is about all done except for those center deck boards, but they don't really need to be replaced that bad, so probably just gonna leave them. But for this video, that's gonna be it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my mediocre welding back there, and see you next time.